Division, the silent destroyer. Welcome to Send Me Radio. When you think about it, division is a powerful tool, but it's also a dangerous one. And it takes both maturity and discernment. Discernment that comes only from God, to recognize it, and to see it working in the shadows, manifesting its quiet, ugly plan. Division doesn't announce itself with thunder. It whispers, and its whisper is calculated and skillful. It often begins at the top. If someone can divide two people, they can easily divide four. And before long, you've got clusters of confusion, small groups no longer communicating, no longer trusting, no longer building. Each convinced they're right, each unaware they've been played. Bob Marley sang it in his song, Top Rankin'. They don't want to see us unite. And why would they? Because unity, just like division, is power. But unity is dangerous to division because it always wins to darkness. When people stand together, lies loses power. Let me explain with a real-life moment. I once attended a church where the usher who walked me to my seat was a lawyer. The person who collected the offering was a doctor. Not just any doctor, but a consultant. The choir mistress? She sat on the board of a hospital. And the pastor was an engineer. They served not with pride, not with fanfare, but with grace. They didn't flash titles or boast credentials. They didn't need to. Their hearts did the speaking. What does this tell you? It tells you that when you think nothing of yourself, it doesn't mean you're nothing. It doesn't mean you have low self-esteem. It means you are mature, spiritually grounded, secure enough to know that the gifts, titles, status, and accolades we accumulate in life were never meant to set us apart, but to bring us together, to build, not to divide, but division. It fractures that design. God gave us a blueprint in Eden, a garden teeming with life, uniqueness, and balance. Different species, shapes, colors, all part of one divine ecosystem. And if even one bee, one bird were removed, the whole environment would suffer. That's how unity works. But the divider? He's subtle. He's strategic. He thrives in the silence between two people. He moves when misunderstandings are left to fester. He steps in when pride won't step down. And sadly, this scenario thrives globally, locally, intimately. There's always someone in the shadows, hammering, refreshing the fire, keeping the flames of conflict alive. Because division is not just a tactic. It's a spirit. And the only one who benefits is the devil. He doesn't want to see good things flourish. He doesn't want to see families whole, churches united, communities strong, or people healed. He wants division because division weakens the foundation. And right now, it's winning in too many places. Here's how division works. Once people are divided, they isolate. They stop sharing. They stop seeing each other as image bearers of God. They build walls, not bridges. And while they fight amongst themselves, the divider spreads ideology, planting his message in the minds of others until they start repeating his lies, believing they're their own thoughts. That's how powerful ideology is. That's why messages matter. That's why unity is warfare. Because once people are splintered, they're no longer a body. They're fragments. And fragmented people are easier to mislead, easier to manipulate, easier to destroy. But we don't have to play along. Awareness is the beginning of change. We must open our eyes and hearts to the early signs of division. We must speak peace, pursue reconciliation, choose humility over ego. We must use our positions, our titles, talents, and platforms, not to elevate ourselves, but to lift others, to serve in silence, to build in secret, to lead with love. Proverbs 6 verse 19 tells us that God hates a person who sows discord among brethren. This isn't just a warning, it's a call to wake up, to be different. So in every word, every decision, every interaction, choose unity. Let us be the ones who choose to build, even when breaking feels easier. Because let's face the fact, our children grow up and integrate into whatever system we put in place for them. They inherit what we normalize. They walk paths we paved. If we build systems of division, they'll inherit brokenness. But if we build bridges, speak life, and sow peace, then we set them up for unity, strength, and lasting hope. Let us be the ones who shine, not for ourselves, but for the glory of God, for the progress of humanity, for the betterment of our society. Because when we choose unity, we silence the whisper of the divider, and we amplify the sound of heaven.